My name is Josh Lane, and I'm a student in the new digital marketing technology program at Stout.
And I'm Kevin Tharp. I am the program director of the Bachelor of Science in Digital Marketing Technology at the University of Wisconsin-Stout. And today
we'll be talking about Pokemon Go and the digital marketing aspect of it, and how businesses are coming to the app, creators at Niantic, and driving the foot traffic for their companies.
So if you know anything at all about technology gaming, you know that Pokemon Go came on the stream from absolutely nowhere. After its launch, within just a couple of days, it had sort of become the most talked about game really in that speed probably ever. And so what we want to talk about today is not necessarily the game, because you can find out about the game in a lot of other places, but we're talking about the way that people are using it as a way of marketing their businesses, because that's what we're about.
Mm-hmm. So one of the big companies that wanted to get on the marketing, or get into the marketing or ad revenue from Pokemon Go, is McDonald's. And I saw an article a couple days ago on Google News or something about this Reddit user who was looking into the code on the app itself, and he found a piece of code that said McDonald's already in it. So they were already in talks with Niantic, or yeah, that's the name of the company, Niantic. They were like one of the first companies to get in talks with them to have sponsored locations. That's what it's called.
Sponsored locations? Okay.
Yeah, McDonald's wanted to get into the sponsored locations. So.
And can I, as a business owner, go out and request to be a sponsored location?
I think at this point they're taking requests from like really any companies, but you know, it's going to cost probably quite a bit of money.
Okay.
For that kind of thing, to make your business a PokéStop or something like that.
Okay. I know that there have been, anytime that we're looking at technology, there's social and technological aspects of it that need to be considered. And I was actually out of touch. I was not accessible to data for most of the first week and a half or 2 weeks when it came out. But one of the things that I found when I came back is there was already this social aspect of it going on, not in the playing of the game, but in the way that businesses and organizations were approaching it. And they seemed to have taken two approaches. One is either to embrace it and try and find a way of using it to market your business, and the other is on the negative side, where they didn't want you to be using it. For instance, the Holocaust Museum has requested that people not play Pokemon Go in the Holocaust Museum because they just didn't feel it's appropriate. I've heard of, I was in Springfield, Missouri when I first got back access to data, and what I learned right away is that the two hospitals there had both made their campuses places where you weren't supposed to play Pokemon Go. I heard this morning that there's a cemetery that doesn't want people coming in and playing Pokemon Go. And then on the other hand, I've heard of businesses who'd set themselves up as PokéStops, and like one was a bakery, and they were going in and they were making cookies, Pokemon cookies, Pikachu cookies I think is what it was, and they were using those as a way of making money off of traffic coming into their store that they wouldn't have otherwise gotten.
I think that's interesting that, you know, it's understandable that the hospitals and certain museums and definitely cemeteries don't want people walking around out there like at night, because they already have a problem with that at cemeteries. But there isn't really a way to stop people.
Right.
They're definitely not right now on the app or whatever, to stop people from going out and just doing it anyways.
Right.
Because it's going to show if it shows up, they're gonna be around there.
They're gonna be hitting it.
There's no way to get them to, these people, players, to stop going there unless they have police, you know, or cameras out there catching them trespassing, because it would be trespassing if they stayed and they have signs and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it would either be a trespassing or a loitering
Mhm.
kind of thing, and
Yeah.
you know, you would have to question whether or not a business really wanted to start into that. Those are the
Yeah.
issues that you really have to think about as a business: is how am I going to deal with this? Am I going to embrace it? Am I going to fight it? Am I going to just go along and see what it does? But that's sort of where you have to be as a marketer, is one of those areas.
Yeah, it's there's you can't really choose in between. If your location is really close to other PokéStops, if it's in like a hot location where all these GPS spots are, I would say you should embrace it as a company or a business, because either way you're gonna see people flocking, walking around, standing around outside of your business. You want to be, in my opinion, I'd say you can increase your sales revenue for your business by drawing them in, or advertising that you have special offers for Pokemon, like especially if you're like a bar and grill or place to eat, you know,
Restaurant,
where people
like
can
that.
come and sit down, and you can, on the game, you can place incense or a lure or something. Other people can do that, and it'll keep drawing more and more people. So
Draw them in there.
it's almost like free marketing at this point.
Yep.
If you're in proximity of PokéStop or lure or anything like that. So.
And then on the negative side, or potentially negative side, I've also seen where people are using it to make political statements.
Okay.
The best example that I have is at the Westboro
Yeah.
Baptist Church. Someone went and set that up as a gym. So apparently players can set up a gym as a player. They can decide where there's going to be a gym. I believe that's how that works. And what they had done is set up a gym in the Westboro Baptist Church, and they had set a Pokemon managing, for lack of a better word, that gym that was a Clefairy, and its name was Love is Love.
Mhm, yep.
And so they came out and immediately they used it for making a political or social statement in there. So these are the kind of things that we look at when we're looking at technology. Not just how does the technology work, but how does it interact with the people, how do people interact with it, and how does the society and the technology, how do they play off of each other? Because it's a really interesting dynamic, and this is a good example of how something can come out of nowhere and really make a difference very quickly.
Yeah, when apps come out of nowhere and they're number one on the app stores ahead of Facebook, and apps that have been up there for ever since they came out, you know, they're always like top 5, top 10. It's a big deal, and you want to think about. I instantly started thinking about the marketing side of it and how companies like McDonald's and places like that are gonna want to get into the money.
How do you play the game? Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna want to get into that hype, you know, and that's a good way to do it.
All right, speaking of that, I think it's time to go catch them all.
Absolutely.
Let's play some Pokemon Go.